Welcome, everybody. I'm Bob Walters. Across the country is Mark Mancini. This is the Mancini Report. Welcome to the show. Mark, welcome. How you doing? The Dodgers clinched last night,
The
Mark.
show that's the bar of sports. Everybody's chasing us. We're not chasing nobody. That's how damn good we are. And the Pirates are in New York, baby, to close out the season.
Yeah, the Yankees finally clinched last night. The Yankees clinched last night. The Dodgers clinched last night. All the divisions are clinched. In the American League, it looks like it's going to be the Tigers and the Royals are going to clinch. They're up a couple games. In the National League, it's just a complete mess because of this hurricane and the Mets, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's start with the football game last night, since the Giants were in it. The Giants don't score points. That's the problem. They get into the red zone, they move the ball good, and then they just die in the red zone. They got a couple bad calls last night, but listen, if you can't stick it in the end zone, you can't win games in the National Football League.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas didn't play that good, but they played good enough to win. And Giants with Jones trying to throw a Hail Mary to win the game. I mean, this is a team that beat Cleveland that nobody was expecting, and they were trying to, balance the books. They're 1-3 now, and who knows? Dallas is in a dogfight. I mean,
Dallas
they
is not
can't
very good.
stop the run.
Dallas is not very good.
Well, ever since that Cleveland game, they can't seem to stop the run. And New Orleans ran over them. Baltimore ran over them. So they took advantage of the Giants. And their next game, the Cowboys are in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night. So good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that is right. And as far as the Giants go, Daniel Jones, he's underthrowing receivers all over the field. He had receivers breaking free 2 steps ahead of their DB, and he can't hit them. They have to stop and turn around and go back. His arm strength isn't there. I can't with Daniel Jones anymore. I can't just sit here all day and tell you how bad he is. We've been telling you for 6 years. The Giants they don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. I'm not on the payroll, so they don't want to listen to me. That's their problem.
Well, you got a good wide receiver in Malik Neighbors there,
Yes.
but, you need somebody to throw the ball to, and obviously they don't. And the other side of the coin, I don't know what you're going to get with the Jets. The Jets are another one. I mean, when you look at it.
I think the Jets are going to hit their stride. I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're going to win 10 games. I think they're going to be in the playoffs. I think they're still kind of learning from each other because they didn't have Rodgers last year. They're still kind of he didn't play in the preseason, in a preseason mode. The Jets are a good team. The Jets are going to be okay. Will they win the division? I don't think so because the Bills are there. The Bills are 3-0. They're off to a flying start. They got the Ravens Sunday night, which, I mean, it looked like a good game going into the season, but now the Ravens, they almost blew that game to the Cowboys last week.
Yeah, but they're starting to hit their stride too with Jackson and Henry there. I mean, watch out. The Ravens are a dangerous team. I look at, when you look at the division, it could be just Buffalo and the Jets because New England's trying to find themselves. You don't know what you're going to get with them, and the Dolphins are a diaper fire.
Yeah, well, the Dolphins don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, you're not going to win with a 5'5" guy anyhow, even if he was healthy.
Yeah,
I mean that's the problem there.
But if there was a 5'5" guy who could win, it would be him. He was a good quarterback. I thought he was a good quarterback. Was he going to win? Is he going to take it to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I think he was definitely a good quarterback. But
small quarterbacks don't survive. I mean, come on. I mean, when was it? Did you really think Doug Flutie was going to do something in the NFL?
Yeah, no, I guess you're right. I mean, Doug Flutie, when he came into the NFL, was almost before my time, and he left. I feel like he left like last year.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you the guy I liked in New York and, growing up and, watching the Jets from afar and highly rated quarterback, Richard Todd, I loved.
Okay. That was before my time. With the Jets, I started my first Jets quarterback that I remember seeing is Kenny O'Brien.
Yeah.
Who was okay.
Yeah,
he was okay.
Yeah. Injuries got him.
Yeah, injury gets all of them. Injury gets you. In the NFL, you get hurt. You play in the NFL, you're gonna get hurt, and you're probably gonna shorten your life a little bit too because you've been playing. But it is what it is. Now we hit the final 3 days of the baseball season. Last night the Yankees finally clinched. Okay, people start getting a little worried over here that they lost a couple of the Orioles. The Dodgers, your Dodgers, clinched. So all the divisions are clinched. The National League with the Mets, it's a disaster. They had the hurricane roll through. They lost the first game of the series, which I can't with the Braves series. I'm frightened to no end with that. Now they got to go to Milwaukee, play 3, then come back on Monday to play a doubleheader on Monday. And listen, this city needs the Mets.
That's locked in stone.
Yeah,
Monday's
yeah,
locked in
yeah.
stone.
There's a double. They're going to Milwaukee, then they come back Monday to Atlanta, and Atlanta gets to stay home this whole time because they're home. They come back to Atlanta
Wow.
for a doubleheader starting at 1:00 on Monday afternoon. That could decide the wild card. And you
Wow.
know why they did it? They had an off day on Monday. They could have moved the series up. Both teams had an off day on Monday because one of the games in the series was a makeup game. They had an off day on Monday. Atlanta didn't want to move the game. They knew the hurricane was coming. Atlanta didn't want to move the game because the gate. They want the gate. Listen, Atlanta doesn't draw anyway. You're talking like 30,000. Yeah, so the Mets
Man,
are.
breaking news here on this thing. I didn't you realize that, but so they have to play the game Monday, and it's a doubleheader.
Yeah, well, it's a doubleheader, and I think maybe if like, I don't know if the Diamondbacks lose all three and the Mets and the Braves both sweep this weekend, maybe it doesn't mean anything. I mean, but yes, 98%. As long as that counts, they're playing doubleheader on Monday.
Wow, the Padres are just sitting there licking their fingers, man, because I mean they're going to go to Arizona now, and but
Padres.
this is the situation the Dodgers were in last year. They sit around, and this is where they should be taking advantage of. The Dodgers have clinched. They're in Colorado. It'll be an emotional series with Charles Blackmon, giving it up, playing in a Rocky uniform all those years. But they'll sit on their ass and they'll open up the series, whoever they play, a week from tomorrow at Dodger Stadium, and they'll get blitzed again. Watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's two schools of thoughts on that. It's either like, oh, it's good, we're going to get a rest. Baseball, I don't think it's good because you play baseball every day, right? Now you have 3-4 days off. Basically, it takes you a day or two to get it going again. But as far as the Mets, now what is baseball going to, now why not just move everything back a day, right? Move the playoffs back a day. Why are you going to have a huge two biggest games of the season played on a doubleheader? And what do you do if it rains Monday? What happens if it rains on Monday?
I never understood baseball where you have 162 games, and then all of a sudden you cram the wild cards, division series, championship, and
into
World
like 5
Series
days.
in a matter of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I mean, I really don't. And
It's
their whole complaint is, well, we don't want the weather to be a factor. Well, I mean, shorten the season or start playing baseball in March.
And what's 2 days? What's 2 days going to do? Listen, they played in November before, right? We had the Yankees play the World Series in November in the 2001 when the 9/11 attacks hit. It didn't stop anything. It still went to 7 games. They got lucky they had it in Arizona, but I mean, listen, moving it back a day or two, these teams now have played for 6 months, and it comes down to a doubleheader where even if you win, you're probably screwing yourself for the next day because you got to go the next day and start the playoffs. You don't even get now. I get it. I get where they say, okay, maybe, well, you should have clinched earlier. You're right. They should have clinched earlier. This is the price they have to pay. But come on, you want your playoffs is where your money is for baseball. That's the best of baseball.
Well, and here's the other thing, Bob, is if you brought another team into the playoffs, we wouldn't even be talking about this because both teams would be in there.
You don't want to bring more in, though. There's already too many in there. I think there's too many in there. Then you're just watering down your regular season. The regular season is supposed to be important. And I know it's 162 games, but you're watering it down even more. And you know what, Mark? The mayor getting indicted on federal charges and a deep run by the New York Mets is the type of energy that this city needs right now. And Major League Baseball might be taking it away.
How many times have we heard about these guys taking bribes? Unbelievable.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. Now, as far as the Yankees go, they clinched last night. They're looking okay. The Dodgers look like Ohtani's having like this last week he's had is like a great career for some players. He's on fire.
Yeah, well, his ball is going up for auction. Did you see that ball? I didn't realize that they had that many fans fighting for a ball in Miami. I thought everybody was dressed up as an empty chair celebrating Halloween.
Well, you said it. And the guy's suing the other guy saying he got it first.
Oh, God. Whoever gets the ball
gets it.
The sole winner. What are you talking about?
It's like the NFL. It's like that ball on the bottom of that pile has changed hands 4 times by the time the referees pull everybody off. Whoever has it when they pull them off, that's who gets it.
Yeah.
You don't get to say, I had it. He took it. He didn't take it 2 minutes. He didn't take it 2 innings later. He took it right there probably from him. You fight for it. You win it. You get it. That's it. And why jam up the courts with something like this? The courts are jammed up enough. You're going to put this in court? I mean, come on.
Well, if you really want to make it fair, then and if these guys split it 3 ways or whatever it was.
Yeah, they don't want that because it's only like 50,000.
Well, no, the ball is going to fetch for 500,000.
Oh, is it? Who's paying 500,000? What is it? The 50 home run?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. So who's paying 500,000 for that?
You start to split that 3 ways. You tell me 3 people can't be happy with over 125,000?
Not when they could have 500,000. Not when they think they're entitled to 500,000. Mark, I've seen families ripped up over $20,000 split 8 ways in a funeral.
Yeah.
You know, it's currently going on in my family. My grandma passed away. Everybody's fighting over a couple $100,000. It's really not that big.
Starts with one word. It's a capital G and it ends with a small d.
Yeah. You know what? It wasn't yours to begin with. You didn't have the ball. And I hate to say give it to Ohtani because he's the person who deserves it the least. But that wasn't your ball. You fight, like you said, you fight for it. Whoever comes out of the scrum with it, that's it. That's it. That's what I would say if I was the judge. Don't be bringing this into my courtroom and doing that with it. So we got week 3, Mark. Your Steelers are in Indianapolis. Let's do a quick review, a couple big games. Steelers 3-0. Minnesota 3-0. Bills are 3-0, and the Chiefs are 3-0. Which one of those teams are going to lose this week?
I think that, you know what? Believe it or not, the Chiefs could lose.
I was just going to say that.
You know, the Chargers, you know, are kind of beat up. But if Herbert can't play, you better have a Stan Humphries double there playing quarterback. So, I mean, I like the Chargers in this one. It's a home game. And the Chiefs are, you know, they're like the Dodgers. They got 9 lives.
No, they're the opposite of the Dodgers. They're the opposite of the Dodgers. Okay, when the Dodgers they're shaky in the regular season. They're shaky in the regular season. Chiefs have money in the postseason. Postseason comes, Chiefs run the table.
That was a pass interference in the end zone.
Yeah. I thought about you. I thought about you when it happened.
And they gave it. And you know what? I think they're tired of the Kelsey drama in Kansas City.
Kelsey's
not even getting the ball thrown at him.
Kelsey's sleepwalking through this season. Is he done? Is Kelsey done? Is Kelsey done?
I think he's done.
He might be.
I will tell you, how much of a need would you love to have Sam Darnold back? 8 touchdowns in Minnesota. He's matured. He's got out of New York.
Yeah. No, you listen.
Sometimes you got to get out of the system.
Here's the deal. When I was growing up, when you were growing up, it took 5 years before you could even judge a quarterback. They didn't play for 2 or 3 years. Now these teams are throwing them away after 2 weeks, or they have 2 good weeks, 3 weeks into their career, and they're being coronated as the next Joe Montana. It's too early. You got to let these guys develop. It's a different game from college to the NFL. You got to let them develop. And they don't do that. The Jets didn't do that. Nobody does it.
Yeah, you get these guys in the city, and the city begins to swarm them. And that's what's happened to Ed Whitson. That's what's happened to Zach Wilson. That's what's happened to Sam Darnold. Now he gets in a place where he can concentrate on football.
They give him big money.
He can concentrate on football, kind of like Justin Fields. You get out of a crap environment like Chicago that hasn't seen a winner in years, and now you put him in a football mentality town. And this is what they do. They take advantage of the system.
Well, Mark, we're still waiting for you to completely develop. We're going to give you another chance. We're going to give you another week. Mark Mancini is his name. We'll do the baseball playoffs next week. Mark, love you, brother.
I love you, brother, man. You are the best. I can't wait to do this next week. Say hi to the lovely family.
Will do, Mark. Thank you.